Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X today, like I do on most weekends. 2D4X is a video game that I'm creating in Godot.Net. It's a 2D4X game. Anyways, I don't know why I find that funny. Oh, look at this thing. It's messed up. So I fixed nope, that's not what I wanted. I can't Control Z my way out of that. Yeah, I can. This is wrong though. Anyways, I fixed the clock issue offline, and then I hit start, and it's back again. I don't know how. I tested it thoroughly, and it returned, but I'll fix it offline again. The clock issue just being that it doesn't pause when I want it to pause and unpause. It always pauses when I want it to pause, but it doesn't unpause. It unpauses when I don't want it to unpause. But the solution to all my problems here is that's the title of this thing. We've been for 6 months or something. We've been getting these random errors, and I made a issue on the Godot issues. This is my issue here, and this dude Pink Kitten has solved it, I think. I believe. So what he's saying. Oh wait, maybe it's not Pink Kitten. No, it is Pink Kitten. He has all these little pictures of his stuff. So he got rid of these initializations, at the top of his code, which is crazy that this doesn't work. So this is definitely like a Godot bug, because it's like, this is how you do it. You can do it with equals new whatever, or with brackets like this. And so here's one right here. And we're gonna search for this and go through and fix each one of these. But what that means is that we can't initialize these here. We have to initialize them in ready, which is strange, and it's going to cause some chaos. But we're going to test it out. I did it on my other game where I was having this problem very, very, very much less. It was not so hardcore as what I've been having. Oh, I didn't click the other button, did I? I was waiting, and now I shall click it. And there we go. So it did solve the problems on my other game. All the errors went away when I did that. But the thing is, on my other game, I only had like 2 of them. And this one I got a ton. And I also like drag and drop stuff in the inspector much more frequently, and edit things in the inspector with like resources and things. So it's going to be, we're going to have to carefully go through each one and fix it and test it and fix and test and fix and test. So I think this will probably take the whole stream, and it may even cause some like absolute broken shit. And the problem is that we won't really know, because this number of errors changes. So there's just like major bug in Godot is what it is. It has to be, because this is how you do it, So I guess we'll start with this one, since this happens to be where I am. And this one's exported, so it only happens on exported stuff, and only on Godot collection arrays or Godot collection dictionaries. And there's actually some dictionaries we could change during this process, because they've updated another thing a while ago that I went to show somebody. I was like, this is why I do it this way. It's so dumb that Godot does this, and they had fixed the reason why I was doing it a certain way. So we could fix that. We can use enums instead of the way I was doing it. It just depends how hardcore. So these errors drive me nuts, because it's just, I like to have no errors in my goddamn game. So let's start with this. We'll just go through these. I guess we'll fix all of these things as well. Okay, not this one, because this is just saying this is not. I guess we could do that. Sure. And then this one, it's telling me, because data is not real, and I really don't want to change it to that, but because faction data is something. Yeah, we're gonna have to rename this to something better. So we'll fix those two. This could be all faction data. Oh, it will let me do an S here? No. This is gonna be kind of a boring, kind of a boring, all faction data. Oh, except this now we need a capital F here. Boring statement. I guess, sometimes it's just how it is. So then we need to get rid of this, and we're gonna just have caused a ton of chaos. I'm gonna leave these here temporarily, and we'll just delete them later because we might have to put them back, or we might need a reminder because this needs to be in ready, I believe. What is your problem? Yeah, this is never used because we need it later. So I'm gonna have it ignore. I want to ignore this. Disable once. All right, great. I didn't know it would write the comment for me. I just want that goddamn thing gone. Anyways, so let's find ready in here. This is under we'll move ready to the top too. Oh, it's already at the top. Great. So we need to initialize this. I should have made a copy of it, but it was called all faction data. And it's kind of like they have to fix this at some point. So then we're going to run it, and then we're going to hope that things didn't explode and we didn't lose a bunch of shit. For that one, I don't feel like we should have any issues, and we'll try to keep an eye down here to make sure this number goes down. It went up. Now, when I ran it for the first time today, it was at 36 as well. So, and that's an unusual number of, but it looks like it's working. All I did was build it, I guess. Let's run it. Yeah, that's going to be kind of tedious. This would be part of the I'm always talking about, like, there's some parts of programming I don't like. This would be one of them. Let's see if we go here. We're gonna have to, like, kind of click around a bunch. Did you start out unpause? I'm just keeping an eye on it. It shouldn't, because I clicked this button, but well, I'll fix the clock offline. This goddamn thing. No, it did start paused. Well, what unpaused it? Oh, it was because I opened up this. See, this is the problem. That's the problem that I need to. I swear to God, I tested the shit out of it, and it wasn't doing it. And then I came back this morning, and it was. All right, so the first one seems done. I feel like I shouldn't have to do this. Well, the other thing we got to check too is to make sure that it's actually showing up in the inspector correctly. Oh, and what was my question to myself? Do I need that exported at all? Let's do this. Wonder why I had that exported. So I've kind of changed how so export is used for two things. Basically, one is to see stuff in the inspector, and the other one is to save stuff with a resource saver. So the resource saver, everything has to be, maybe we were doing it so we could click in here. Yeah, that must be why we had that exported. We'll leave it that way. So the resource saver, the variable has to be exported to use the resource saver. And we're going to use the resource saver when we get to saving and loading the game, which is coming up here in, 5 years or something. So before I was just using it for being able to see in the inspector, but I got to keep an eye on, like, some things. See, this is a C# list, so it's not affected by the, I'm going to say, shenanigans of Godot. So this one's fine. But the reason why this one has to be a Godot collection is because I want to be able to see it in the inspector, blah, blah, blah. Though, now that I'm using breakpoints, it's probably less important. But let's get to the next one, because this is going to be a process here. We'll do arrays first. Okay, see, here's one. Nope, that's the one we already did. Here's one. People. So we probably also could change some of these to lists. Look at this one, doesn't even have it on there. I wonder why. It's not initialized there. And I feel like doesn't it seem like I shouldn't have to do, I mean, it seems like I should have to do that, but at the same time, it seems like I shouldn't have to do that because it's something broken with Godot. I should probably like not be fucking with it and just make it work, you know? Yeah, but now we have real bugs. It's like, I don't know what this shit is. Yeah, so we have to definitely do that. I got to double check my shit here. All right, so let's go to the next one. I guess we'll click on this. No, I want to actually go to it. Oh, this is in a, see, this is going to be part of the problem is we're going to have like stuff inside methods that don't, well, I guess we could put it equals. No, because we don't know what this part is going to be. We won't fix, I was about to fix those, but you know what? Fuck it, we won't. We're looking for, so this one has an equal sign on it. Nope. That's inside. Maybe it would be faster to just go through every script looking for them. Jesus Christ, that sounds crazy. All right, we'll do that. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? It's gonna be painful because we'll probably miss one. And if it just told you where the problems were, maybe if we did equals, no, that, well, I mean, it might work. If we did equals, we could find, see, the problem is we don't know this. But look, here's one right here. This is in county data. Oh, we have like 10 of these fucking things. Look at all these errors that have popped up too. Maybe we will fix that. Okay, so let's see. This is our population list. Look, this one's not exported. So this one shouldn't have a problem, but I wonder why this one isn't exported. What is this in our county data? Why would we export all these other ones and not export this one? So for this, it does need to be saved. So let's put export on here. And let's, oh, it was here. It was just up there. Okay. I didn't see it up there. Makes more sense. No, look at all these. This is a resource. It can't have ready in it. So resources it can't have ready. So that's a problem. Let's just do one of these and see what happens. Unusually long ellipse. Thank you. We'll fix these, I guess, too. What's your fucking problem? Luckily, it's check to only print the event logs of the players. There are a lot of these, though. I guess if we fix them now, it doesn't like when I do certain stuff, like have spaces, and I just do, sometimes I do that for just because how it looks. If there isn't enough food, comma, it's really into commas too. Missing article. Population won't scavenge. What do you want me to, the population? That's not really what that is. This is a population. We can say people. How many are there? Jesus Christ. If there isn't, what do you don't like isn't? If there aren't. If there isn't enough remnants. If there aren't enough remnants. Missing an article. People, didn't I just do this one? People, I think this is a bad idea. This is going to take up too much time. We gotta keep rolling with our real issue solving here. And there's going to be 1,000 of these spell check things in every file. Though it would be nice to just get rid of this. Subtract yesterday's. See, I left out the word because as a human I can imply what we're talking about. Or we're calling them goods now. From today's goods. Gods. Come on, fingers. And that is how much we have saved. What? Do the math for amount used. Subtract yesterday's goods from today's goods. And that has how much we have used. That is how much we have used. Missing punctuation. Man, this is some exciting coding. The comma's right there. It's right here. Is this a question? Is food and there is some food? I do like some of my comments though. No, this is not a question. We'll just get rid of this one because I don't understand what it says. There is no food, so this person starves. You want a comma in there? Man, you're into the commas. That's like that optional comma, I think. If the amount of food left is greater than 0, they eat something. This actually might work with a semicolon, right? Oh, no, it's like no. Incorrect. All right, fuck you then. I don't think that's right, though. It's a computer. What does it know? It's dealing with English. Oh, I forgot to check my other thing. All right, there we go. There is no food, so this person starves. I guess you want a comma in there? Depends how you're reading it. There's no food, so this person starves. There's no food, so this person starves. I don't know. This will give an additional... This will give each population an additional... What do you want? Uncomment? Delete comments. What is a noun missing after this article? This will give each population an additional -1 to their happiness, which works for now. No. Can I tell you to ignore? Unnecessary space. See, it doesn't like this. It doesn't understand that I put a space here so that when this gets added in, and there's a fucking space here. So we will ignore this one. Probably same thing, yeah. So, Jesus Christ, we're getting nothing done. Man, they don't like ampersands at all. They don't like ampersands. It is set to 0 because that is easy. If there isn't enough, it wants me to change this word. Avoid using easy, as you may underestimate the reader's effort and accidentally sound condescending. It's also often a redundant filler. Replace the goddamn ampersand. Got it. No. All right. Oh, we got one more. If there aren't enough remnants, you want a comma in here. Okay. So now we already got rid of that one thing. We did not initialize it anywhere. So we're going to see what happens. This is going to be a build though, because it's in the county data. Maybe not, but we got to make sure these are the right errors. Yeah, those are the same errors. We're only getting 7 now. So I think this did not pop up with something, which kind of surprises me. I wonder if I'm population, no, county data. Did I uncomment that? Do we not, is it getting initialized somewhere else? Look, time's running while we're in here. Well, how did this get so fucked up? It was working. I swear to God, it was working perfectly. I tested it so much. It did only take like 5 minutes to fix, so there's probably was some bug somewhere. That's weird that I didn't have to initialize that. It's possible. Okay, let's think about this. Do we have a what the fuck is that thing called? Constructor at the bottom of this thing. We don't have a constructor. I don't know what this is, so I'm just deleting it. We don't have a constructor, but we do. This is just for resources, even though I should just rename this while I'm here. We'll call this Copy County Goods to yesterday's. So why isn't this causing an issue? It must be getting initialized somewhere else. These are C# lists, so we don't have to worry about them. I knew this was going to be quite painful, but, I mean, I guess we won't worry about it, right? Maybe it's never used. All right, heroes in county list. This we definitely... Why did you add a space in here? This is definitely we use. I mean, we use both of these. This is the... Everybody in the county is right there. All right, so let's do heroes next. Did I save this shit? And then we'll... I mean, they should be getting hit pretty regularly. It's kind of a bummer that it takes so long. I mean, I don't know why it doesn't need to be initialized. It must be because we were making a copy of this or duplicating it or something. Godot array, but I also noticed that this number is not going down. Did I save this? Armies in county probably is not used. This is the problem. If we go through and change all this shit and we don't test it thoroughly, we're going to run into these issues later and we're not going to know what the fuck's going on. You know, like 6 months from now, suddenly we'll be like, what happened? Man, I thought I switched that. But I'm not getting any errors. So maybe when it's being duplicated, it looks like this is not affecting that number. But once again, we don't really know. Visiting heroes, I guess, is going to be harder to, harder to test. But I think I'm going to leave these up. What's this? No, it went away when I hovered over it. I think I'll leave those on there for a while just to remind me of what was happening, because that's a problem. What was happening, you know? I quit drinking like a couple years ago now, and last night, I mean, I didn't like quit where I'm like, you know, never gonna drink again or whatever. So occasionally I have a beer, and I went out and I had one 16-ounce beer last night. And let's go over here. So we're visiting, and yeah, that seems to work too. I've had to piss so much. I don't think I felt drunk at all, but I have had to piss like 45 times. Once I drink a ton of water, just constantly drink water, and I don't know what the deal with the beer is. I woke up in the middle of the night. I haven't woke up in the middle of the night because I had to take a piss in ages. One 16-ounce beer, like what the fuck? So far, we're looking pretty good here. Except for the stupid clock that was, I swear to God, the thing was fixed. Look at that, it's running while we're in this goddamn thing. Like, it's one of those things where I have a dead people list. I have a feeling... I forgot what I was going to say about that, the time thing. I don't know what my feelings were. I don't have any feelings. Um, so dead people, how are we going to test dead people? We need people to starve to death, but it's going to be hard for them to starve to death um, with food, with them scavenging. Maybe we can make them build something that's useless. No, that brings food in. Joker, how's it going? Taste the dead people. Lumberjack station. Oh, they can't build it. They don't have enough resources. I wonder if the time's running in the background. It's not. Research office. That only uses one person, though. What about this thing? We want them to starve. We want this to be at 0 so that they die. Well, it seems to be working. Regardless, once again, we're going to run into this. Joker, somebody found a solution to this problem. To my heirs down here. Wherever they are. Down here. Let's stop this so that it's not running in the background. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I got to go through the whole code and fix them all. I do not like when this happens. I do not like it. So we're going to put there. We're going to be, whoops. No, that's right. The 7 isn't a good number either. Exactly. Construction and work, hero builders list. We'll just do both these at once. Basically, what the person figured out is you can't initialize Godot collection arrays up here. I don't know why they're not failing. I must be initializing them somewhere else as well. But 36 is the number that we want to reduce down from. Which one did we do? This was construction and work list. Hero builders list. So we're going to need to build something. It doesn't really matter. Man, these panels are bad. Just how they look. I know I say that every time, but we might run into some other issues here too. And this is our new clock. No, I know. It's just eventually we're going to have to do some beautification. All right, we didn't get any errors there, so we'll move on. It did it again right here. This is when I moved to writer. It started doing that. It likes the thing. Yeah, they're just too hard to distinguish between. Maybe it doesn't happen maybe it doesn't happen inside of another resource. Like maybe if it's a resource, it doesn't do it. That's what we should do. Actually, let's abandon this test and let's go, because this seems to be working without, it's also not initializing, which is strange to me that we don't have to initialize, but maybe it gets initialized when we create it in a, we'll come back to this because there's a lot of them in here. Well, here's a dictionary. This is the dictionary, one of the dictionaries we could fix. Oh, no, this one's good. This one has the enums. Let's find one that's not in a resource. This is a plain old array in here. This one, oh, there's no research control. This is a C# list. What does this C# list have? We might need to change that eventually. Faction, what do you got up in here? Nothing. Token movement. I'm trying to think where I thought it was in county improvements. But where we did those drag and drop things, the clock shouldn't have any. Top bar control. Let's see what we got going here. Player controls. Doesn't seem like we should have any dictionaries or lists in here. What else we got up? Camera controls. It seems highly unlikely we would have any dictionaries or lists in there. Battle control, possibly. Nope. Let's do this more systematically because we're gonna have to go through all of this crap. Let's just go alphabetically, like from the top, and just go through every fucking script. What a pain in my ass, right? One more. Two more. We're gonna leave this ones here. I guess we could start with globals. We already fixed that one. No, we'll start with these ones since I leave these ones pinned up here. This should not have any lists in it, but just in case there's like a list, a Godot collection array stashed somewhere. Look, we don't use that. Yeah, they must get initialized when they're when you create a new resource or something. Don't see any yet. Usually I put the list towards the bottom. But we should be okay with all those. So let's go back and do this systematically, like I was saying. Enums, what's in here? Nothing's in here. How about I delete you then? Man, that was a long that was a long deleting process for one folder. A little bit scary. Yeah, no Godot collections in here. I don't want to look into that right now. Map editor, quite possible. Change Tillamook line editor. What the flying fuck is this? I think I was testing something. County checker. What do we got? We got nothing. County creator. We could make this private. I mean, I don't know why it's not already. Look, there's an async in here. We won't fuck with that. Delete counties button. Nothing. So I haven't closed the issue on, this is a C# list, on GitHub because I want to make sure that this is solved on here. But then other people have said like, oh, this solved it for me too. And it did solve in my other game. But the thing, I don't know if I should close it though, because it is definitely a Godot issue. This is not how you operate. All these are very small root node. So it's easy to check these ones. I should make a list of what we've done. It has this async thing in here. What do I know about that? All right, public classes. These should all be, public classes. So we already looked at all enums. We could, I guess, click through these. Get these all out of here. All right. I think I used this title before for the same thing, the title of my stream. I'm too lazy to check. Arrays? What do we got in arrays? We could fix this thing though. We got some colors. That's it. All right. Banker. Banker might have, nope. It's a public class, so it's not, it shouldn't have, well, I guess it could. Look at this thing. This was an idea I had that I like half implemented, but when we come back to combat, we're going to use this. It's basically going to have a new battle public class. I just didn't really quite know how things worked. It's weird that it's not updating this to the folder path. That's what it normally does. This one. Yeah. Enum's research. I was breaking them apart for no apparent reason there. Faction AI. It wants us to rename this, but I don't think I'm going to right now. We'll deal with that later. Hallmaster, you're new. Class Hallmaster is never instantiated. Yeah, we like all these public classes. They don't have things at the top generally. Generally, I say. Oh yeah, we were gonna use the Muster Master, but we actually haven't gotten around. Like we changed. It's not the Muster Master. We're gonna use the Muster Master later, and I couldn't delete it because I like the name so much because I think it's funny. You know, you gotta get humor where you can. We use like the Quartermaster though. And Recruiter is what we used instead. Roles. Roles, what is this? This is some sort of roll check thing for our roles. Huh. I kind of vaguely remember I was thinking about breaking that out of this, the attribute data or something. Man, we don't have much. We're going to find one file that has 6,000 of these things. All right, let's close all this crap. And then we'll go to the next folder. You know what? We'll close these ones too. Fuck it, right? We can reopen them. Let's close all in this. Close all. I don't know what it is in Writer. I guess I didn't know what it is in whatchamacallit. I don't want to close the solution. But there's a button on there in Visual Studio. Writer, close all. No. No, close all tabs. Right click on a tab and use it. Okay. Close all but pinned. Sure, perfect. All right, UI. These ones are much more likely to have something. You know, I should be doing KD while I'm in each one of these. Next one, battle control. I feel like I should just run this. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some combat logs that you can look back at. Let's just run this to see what these minor changes that I've done. Oh wow, I'm getting a lot of missing frames, even though like it's in an insignificant amount. It's still more than I normally get. Let's go in this place. All right, no bugs. No less of these, even though we did lose one. One went away. Usually it's 8. We're in battle control. Like this change shouldn't have any effect, but you never know. That looks like... It's kind of an interesting little script there. What the fuck is this? Combat log text panel. There's probably a better way to do that. Some of this stuff was the game's still running in the background. Some of this stuff is very old code. I wonder why this is... Didn't I make that work? We'll worry about that later. I thought we already made that work. I don't see any whatchamacallits, arrays and whatnot. Look at this. I was trying for a while to stop using private because I had heard that you're not, it's more readable without it. But then when I switched to writer was like, nah, what the fuck are you doing? Or maybe I found it more readable. Who knows? I don't know why I'm fixing these. I didn't fix any of the other ones, right? These are all export because I needed to drag them into this thing here. All right, so that one is done. County info. I expected to find more lists. Like I said, I think we're going to find one file that has like 45 dictionaries in it. And that's going to be the one. Oh, I didn't look at this thing. No, it did not. Yeah, I'm still surprised. What if you say... no. That it's not doing the... Now normally when I do these now, it updates this to the file path. We already looked at that one. No dictionaries there. Event log. What do you got, my friend? Nothing. Nothing. I guess it's good that we're not finding that many. I get my music stopped. Wait, what was that I just saw right there? Yes, I'm still watching. So there's a good panel container and then there's a goods panel container. Are both of these things used? Is this, I renamed one probably. Are they different? Oh, they're vastly different though. Huh, that's confusing. All right. I was going to fuck with it, but no, we're not going to fuck with it. I've learned that, right? Don't, like, when I see stuff and I'm like, oh, there's something wrong here. No, those are normal lists. Did I check for... Here's one. I almost missed this one. Okay, so this one is a dictionary. So once again, I think we have to, I'm almost positive we have to initialize this down here like we did with that other one. I wonder, so good panel container. Let's look up at our, it's probably down here actually, our UI scenes. The fuck is this? Oh, yeah. Some things I haven't worked on in a long time. UI scenes, not scripts. So that's the good panel container, but we want goods panel container. Which goods panel container. So that must be over here somewhere. Who the fuck knows where that is? Probably under goods panel container. It's right here. So that is, this is not exported though. So it should only cause an issue if it's exported. So how are we getting this? We must be generate storage. Okay, we're getting this from code. So this one should be okay because it's not exported. We'll put a little note on it for now. This one shouldn't be getting the error because it is not exported. Made private. All right, we'll make you private too. This is telling me that, oh, fuck it, I'll fix it. It's telling me that I want a capital B. Now what's your problem? Okay. So that one shouldn't be an issue. These are lists. They shouldn't be an issue. You can't export them. Back to our other thing here. We're on. I'm kind of starting to get worried here that that's not the issue. We already did public classes. We could probably close this. Hero panel container, we did that one. Inventory. Here's a list of labels. Oh, I wanted to fix this if it's not already fixed. Player UI canvas. It wants me to rename this. And what's next? Pop and idle button. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that would have any dictionaries in it. There's another way. There's another way. That's that generate. I must have done this like the first day when I switched to writer. And I mean, we can search for it like we were doing in the beginning, but here's a list, C# list. Look at this thing. This is somewhat new. Nothing here. Skill labels. I was thinking about this for the, what do we got here? What? There's nothing in there. I was thinking about sorting that population list, and I'm gonna have every time you sort it, it's gonna reinstantiate the whole thing. And I was wondering if that is gonna kind of like choke. And then I was thinking about other games like Paradox games and whatnot, and some of them do have like kind of a choking when you sort things, like they, and then they work. And I'm wondering if that they do a similar thing where they're like reinstantiating everything. I don't know how that, what. Yeah, man, every time I'm like, oh, here's one. It's not. It's got to be. Okay, here's some. Research description panel. They're not exported, though. They're not anything. What do I have on my clipboard? Okay, not that. Private. some of these. I know I missed some of these things up here. It's not the primary concern, but I was just fixing them as I was going, you know, what the fuck. Yeah, see, I missed one right here. I probably am going to miss some list and we'll be hunting for it for fucking ever. Some array. Look at these, all these GD prints in here. Yeah, we're not fixing all those things. This is a typo there. We're not fixing all of the these down here. It would just take too long for right now, and we'll fix them as we go. We're gonna rewrite the whole fucking game, so. Nope, that's a list. Let's right click, close all but pinned, just to clear that up. Oh, we're almost done with this group. Look at that, it just has a population data in it. Why the fuck does it just have a population data in it? Did that even have a namespace? It did. Nothing there. We're running out of scripts here. Here's a big one. We already looked at this one. Nope. All right, well, all activities. What do we got here? It's just a list. All activities, huh? Oh, we fixed this the other day. This used to be an array, but it's also not exported. Same with all of these all things. They used to be, oh, this one's exported. How are we doing? It's a list, though. This is, it's not initialized because I initialized it in the inspector. Same with this one. Wait, did I fix this? I didn't fix this. Baby steps. Yeah, so like this type of stuff is not very enjoyable to me for what the fuck is all this? Programming, but it's part of it. It's part of the job, I was going to say, but this isn't really my job, so I should probably just run this again, you know, just run it every once in a while. And I'm looking at the frames to see if it like drops a frame or something when I hit run on this, because I'm just curious how that works, you know. Yeah, it does. So it's whenever I hit run on this, it kind of chokes it. It stutters or something. We don't have a million errors happening yet. On my other game, I had this error that was happening that I get every once in a while, and I don't. Why are you grayed out? And I couldn't remember like why it happens, but I know that I would get it every once in a while, and it's when so in my other game I have actual save data, and it's when I adjust. Oh, look at this one, doesn't have it. And it's when I like have half of a save game, but that half of a save game could have been created. Look at this disaster. It could have been created like ages ago. So it's like, it was driving me nuts. And I was like, wait, I'm just going to rerun it from scratch. And then, because it saves it. It's like a auto save system, I guess. Look at all these things too. And why was I bringing that up? I don't remember. I'm just got to, you know, fill the void here while we do this. So these are not Godot arrays. And I don't initialize any of these because I'm initializing them in the inspector. We're running out of scripts here. Like I said, there's got to be like one script that is the problem. Oh, look, we got rid of the instance. All right, I was about to fix that, but we'll do it when we rewrite the whole fucking thing. We have a camera, and then we have camera controls. Well, that doesn't make sense. Uh, I remember what's going on here. I think this one's unused. We'll have to fix that. Lim, how's it going? I am making a 2D 4X game. Right now we're trying to fix this one bug that has been around forever that somebody answered my... we already looked at this one. Responded to in my issue that I opened with Godot, which is the engine I'm using. And we're looking for every time I used Godot collection array, we have to get rid of the initialization like this one. This is a C# list, so it, and I was originally, I was just searching for Godot collection array, but it was, I use a lot of them in the middle of the code, and that's shouldn't be the problem here. Are you a programmer yourself? Man, we're having no luck here, though, finding ones that... and I'm also just cleaning up a tiny bit of things. County loader. Not all of theirs, because it was taking too long. We're running out of code here. Look, this one's a global space. Okay, so here's one. Here we go. Finally, we found one. So this is the county resources auto load. County resources auto load. I only have a tiny bit above 0, so I've been teaching myself as I go along. Chat helps me sometimes too. They suggest things that I didn't know. County resources auto load. I think that is actually in our yeah. So why do I have an export on it? Graphic design, that often comes up. We were just talking about graphic design, and I think 2 streams ago or something about and maybe you have an opinion on this. When you for freelance graphic design or just any like IT-ish project, do you charge by the hour or by the project? Like, you know, $10,000 to do the project or hourly rate. So I guess what we'll do, I don't remember why this is exported. Look, I don't even remember what this does. But we'll do this, and then we'll do this, and this one, it has to be initialized down here. So we'll do county datas equals, and then fingers. Do they talk about stuff in your school about that too, since you're a student? We watched a video actually of somebody talking about that concept. If this is for the map editor, we probably should run the map editor. Hey, look at this. It went down one. Let's run the map editor though. And what's going on with us tracking the velocity? All right. No errors. So that should, and it looks like it fixed one of those. We're going to, once again, we'll leave these things here for a while until, let's close all the ones we have, except for the pin ones. Faction. And faction generation. So this is a normal array. A C# array. I keep calling them normal arrays, so that shouldn't be a problem. How are we exporting this? I guess it doesn't have a problem with arrays. Globals we already looked at, but we'll look at it again. This I'm probably going to move to auto load. We're going to move this whole thing to auto load at some point. Yeah, this is a C# one. So the only all faction data is oh, but we couldn't look at it in the inspector. No, we can look at it while it's running in the inspector if it's not auto load. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to do that some other point. This is a getter setter, so that's not the end of the, there's the end of this stuff. Look at all this. Every single script. For free? Yeah, I used to do that. I used to help out friends for, you know, like a 6-pack of beer or something. This thing... Nodes that need closing. Oh, this is, I tried to get this to work, but it doesn't happen fast enough. Oh, and I have a hider and a hider node. I should delete this shit. There's like a lot of old code in here. Old, useless code. We're almost main. What the fuck is main? I don't even know what this is. This must be really old. I wonder why I put in some sort of quit key. Do I have a quit key in here? Input maps. It's escape. Let's see what happens if I hit escape. Like some of this stuff. So, oh, we're back to 7. We were down to 6 for a second, I think. Escape doesn't do anything. Man, we're going to have to fix a lot of this stuff. There's no namespace in here. Oh, I didn't make this code is the reason why I don't know what this is. What the fuck is this? Main? Is this attached? I'm just going to delete this thing. What is it? It's attached to a scene called main. What? I mean, it's right here. No, not there. No, it is. We're gonna remove this thing. Detach script. Then we're gonna run this. Do you like graphic design? I've known many a graphic designer in my life. I used to work at Kinko's, which is like FedEx office now, and it you know, it's a place that people come in to make copies. Not coffee, copies. Everyone thinks I'm saying coffee when I say copies. So I have talked with 1,000 graphic designers. All right, now we can get rid of that, whatever that thing was. We can fix this. Coffee copies. You know, like for a while, towards the end of FedEx office when I worked there, they were gonna try to like. So basically, they did this big study to show that to figure out if everyone who worked at FedEx office complained that we didn't get paid enough, and so they did like some multi-million-dollar study to find out if we didn't get paid enough. Which we could have just, if they just would have listened. And they found out that we didn't get paid enough. And one of the things they compared, look, we got one. One of the things that they compared We can also, we make this. Oh, this one's not exported though. This has to be up here so the other methods can access it for the preferred skills. So one of the things they compared the FedEx office employees to was Starbucks employees. And we got paid less than Starbucks employees. And so what they took away from that wasn't that they need to pay us more, but it was that we should maybe serve coffee. And so they were talking about, like, while we're making copies, we also could serve them like a Starbucks coffee. Like, it would literally be a Starbucks coffee. And people were outraged. Of course they are, because we'd have to learn a whole new skill. You know, they just assume baristas don't know shit, and that it's just like, you know, that was their assumption. We'll just make them also serve coffee to get them to be paid more. And it was such a, like, people, like, everyone who worked there was like, get the fuck out of here with that. But yeah, that's, man, we are not running into any of these. It's got to be all those ones, unless it doesn't matter with the export, which we can go back through. This has not taken that long. How long have I been doing? Oh, I've been doing it for an hour. We're almost done with all the scripts, so we only have one user folder controller. What the fuck is that? What is this? Check for user folder? This is a test that I did. Okay, we've been through them all. So that sucks. Let's close all but pinned. Let's close this. It's got to be those ones we skipped. Let's do this, because this should give us a new number. It also said when I opened this, it said last time you closed this, it was corrupted and crashed or something, and I was like, no, it didn't. I think we got to edit one first before it gives us the real number, but we'll see here. So 4 is a different number than I've ever seen, and it's not 36. 36 is the number. We're looking at this number down here, if you're wondering. 36 is the number that we don't want, but which it had slowly grown to 36. So that is significantly less. And then usually what also happens is you can just edit one. It doesn't matter where you edit it. And then if you run it again, it will give you a different number. So we'll see what happens here. We're still only getting 4. So that 4 is less than 36. So that's good news. So maybe it is those ones I just commented out. That's crazy, though. All right. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me put in my break timer. All right. Be right back. I had to let my cat outside, which was a process, so it took longer than normal. I mean, I still was back on time, but he wants to go outside, but then he doesn't want to go outside, but then he wants to go outside, and then he doesn't want to go outside. You know how it is. All right, so 4 looks good to me. So that was under, we went through all of the scripts, I believe. So let's go back. I think it was like a county data. And we didn't have to initialize any of these, which is quite strange. 4 doesn't match this number, though. So we're just going to do these all at once and see what happens. And then, of course, something catastrophic will happen. We have another one down here. Oh, we have like bunches down here. Let's not do them all. Let's do these ones first and see if we get any errors. I don't want to have to go back and do like you cut them in half and you uncomment half of them, you know. So it's half each time so you can narrow down the thing. Don't want to do that. We still are getting 4, but maybe we need to clear that number for the next run. Let's click around here. Time is passing, so that's good, even though we don't want that to happen. That's not supposed to. Yeah, that would drive me insane if I was. Okay, so we have that. It's still working. I haven't had to initialize any of these things because they're already initialized in the inspector, I suppose. In county data? No. I mean, they show up in the inspector, but they're not. I don't like put anything in there. I guess we'll do all of these. We'll do all of these here. That's a C# list. Then we'll update the thing. If this works, we'll update the issue. Once again, I don't know if I should close the issue. I'll probably ask. I'll ask. They seem pretty friendly. I am always really apprehensive about making issues, so we got 4. So what we didn't do anything. We must be missing one somewhere. I mean, there might be more here. We got people. We can't click that because there's a lot of little things we're gonna have to fix, man. Like just going through all these scripts and stuff is just. Okay, so we have some more down here. So again, these are dictionaries. Those are arrays. There's 3 of them, though. Yeah, maybe they're getting initialized twice, and that's the problem. I didn't clear this. And I think it clears it on its own. I don't know. Let's go to some county improvements here and just make something. Since the time is busted. Time 16. Really fast. We got sidetracked fixing the time. We're actually sidetracked fixing a bunch of stuff. Let's do this. Let's stop this. Let's clear this. Let's go back to, we just need to add a line or delete a line. So there we go. And see what happens here. If that really is 4. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm reluctant to close this while it's in the middle of doing whatever the fuck it's doing. So what else do we got? We have some action that we are using or not using. Here's a list of people who need to die. Okay, so that was all of these. Let's double check. but I'm pretty sure all of these. Oh, here's another one of these things that I hate so much. Oh, here's another one. So that happens when I add a group, it does that. Do we miss any? This is a list, this is a list. Once again, we're not initializing these. This runs at the end of the day, so let's actually run this and make sure that the day passes. Wait, we're definitely down some errors, so something has been fixed. AI? Let's go through this whole thing. Yeah, so something's definitely been fixed. So we need to find the other. We already went through every script, but maybe there was some in here too. Okay, so here's one. So this one is in the inspector where I've dragged and dropped stuff in here. This one as well. Let's do just one of these because I have a feeling this might be catastrophically bad. I think this is why I skipped it. No change in number of errors. Let's see, which one did I just comment out? Goods construction cost. So we have construction goods are still here. Some of them don't have it because we just haven't filled it out. Let's make sure that we can actually adjust this. County improvements. I think that's supposed to do nil there. I think it's supposed to be that way. Man, look at all these things we gotta fix. Outputs is the same way. We'll do that. Inputs. We'll do this on all of these. These are all exported and they're all... and we're not quite to the end. No, I guess we are. I thought there was a getter setter up there. You know, that's a thing that also we've talked about a bunch. I agree with you. AI is supposed to make our lives easier, not make us ditch diggers. Hey, we're down to 2. So AI has been used for art and stuff, and in reality, it shouldn't be used for that. It should be used for, we've been messing with county improvements here, so we want to make sure that this looks right. It should be used for other things. You know, like, one of the things, so these all have, well, this one was the only one with input goods, but they would not show up if that thing was fucked up. What other ones did we switch? But the thing is, like, so I've talked about AI with my coworker who's an accountant, and he believes that a lot of AI can do accounting stuff. And so that's going to put accountants out of a job. And, you know, in a perfect world, they could then do art or something. But that's not what's going to happen. They're just going to starve to death. And so that's a problem. But yeah, I definitely, you know, I used to stream video games on another channel. And I will again, but I don't like plan to do it that often. As I used to do it because it kind of burned me out doing it all the time. But definitely I avoided AI art games. There's a mod for God, what's the name of that game? Distant Worlds Universe. that it is a pretty awesome mod, but it uses all AI art, and that's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. I wanted to see what would come up here if we just restarted. Don't get our hopes up as it says 0, because that's common for the first time you run it for it to say 0. So let's go stop this. I wonder if we need to delete the .godot folder again. See, and I was talking about this like a couple of streams ago, where, so back to the Kinko's conversation. So a lot of times, if you do, like, so graphic designers would come into Kinko's and be like, "Hey, print this for me," and then we would print it and it would look like shit, and they would say, "Why did you fix it for them?" Whoa, whoa! I got like something crazy happened there with my stream. Everyone got all like, it wasn't the stream that was the problem. It was everything. My whole computer slowed down. My music stopped. Huh. Anyways, it seems to have recovered. So people would come in and be like, and we would print their graphic. The graphic designer would come in and we'd print their graphic, the thing and it would look like shit. And what we would do is we would fix it, but we wouldn't use the grid and stuff that's, built into InDesign or whatever. We would eyeball it, and eyeballing it generally made things look better. And I think that's part of, like, it's this weird phenomenon. Like, if you have a trifold, this is the example I used last time. If you have a trifold, like, sometimes you want it a little bit off center, even though, like, if you put it correctly, like with the, taking into account the fold and the sides of the paper and all that shit. If you put it right in the center, sometimes depending on the font and whatnot, it won't look right unless you actually like fudge it a little bit. And you eyeball it and then print it, and it would look better. I don't think an AI will be able to do that for a long period of time. And I think what will happen instead is people just accept that it looks bad. All right, let me use another example that I think cell phone reception and VoIP reception is dog shit. But landlines are so much better. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, what? No one ever has this argument. But look at this. Is that a typo with a U? But we've just accepted that our calls are going to sound bad. And like cell phones especially, so they sound terrible. So we're gonna have to do a search of all of our stuff here to try to find this last one. Well, we didn't get any errors. Did I? Well, I just changed something. Let's see what happens. So it's the same thing. Except, yeah, we still have 2. There's one hidden away somewhere. At least one hidden away. So we're gonna people are gonna accept this crappy art, and instead of having a human do it, and that's gonna be another bummer. Is we're gonna have lower quality art because we're using AI. Artists aren't gonna get paid, and we're just gonna accept that's how it is. It's all dog shit. So I am in agreement with you there. So did they talk about it in school? I feel like they should talk about. So I guess what we'll search for, not with this, is equals. This is in the, did I not fix this one? No, I did. Oh, it's down there. We need to find, whoops. See, this is the problem with searching for these. Go away, motherfucker. I click, oh, no. I gotta go up here. Okay, here's one. Faction data. Oh, we got a bunch of them in here. Did I not look at faction? Oh, I didn't. You know what? I didn't do it in the resources because I was thinking the resources didn't matter. So wait, county data. Okay, so I didn't go through the resources folder. That was I have another folder that like organized everything so much that this is the folder that I did not go through. Let's close all these. This obviously doesn't need it, but we can fix this thing here while we're here. Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, in school, why is that one closed? In school, are they like flipping out? Like, be prepared, everyone's gonna not have a job. I mean, for good reason. When I say flipping out, I don't mean like that they're not justified. You're learning a skill that may not exist in 2 years, probably more like 10 years. Okay, so here's the county data. This is the one we already did. County improvement data we already did. Equipment data. We got nothing here. Faction data. We have 1,000 of these fucking things. Let's hit run. I wonder what that weird little choke was on my computer. Okay, that did not. We still have the 2. So then this is the other thing I'm wondering about this issue is why is it so we should have more than 2? So some of these must be getting initialized. I don't know, actually. Let's do this systematically again. I want to go through each one and see if those errors disappear and like look at that one specifically. We're almost done with fixing this. I'm just staring at the errors down here. All right, didn't do shit. Next one. I don't think leaving those little things at the end is going to do us any good. I was thinking for later it might help if we had to debug something, but we'll be deleting those things for the next 6 months. Why do I keep doing that too? I have a sneeze coming on here. Went to 0 for a second. Got my hopes up. All right. I wonder if it's like the ones with the enums or something. That would be kind of funny if it's my love of enums is the problem. Oh, what happened? The last message you sent me did not come through. I think that happened last time. I'm gonna reconnect to the chat here. Maybe that's what caused the weird thing. It didn't appear. I'm gonna stop this and reconnect it. Activate it. I'm gonna put a test in here now. So yeah, so I did not see it. Test. And it just suddenly broke, and now it's fixed. They teach us so this is what he wrote that we missed. Bro, they teach us AI is the future and only God. Man. But do they have any solutions for the fact that everyone's going to be out of a job? I mean, UBI is the solution, but how are you going to pry that money out of the rich people's hands? All right, one more. I didn't save it. That time I'm positive I didn't save it. What's your problem down here? And then, yeah, I wonder if that thing like times out. There is an update for my little chat thing, and I just didn't feel like doing it today. It's like telling me, look how big the font is. They're like, do this update. And I was like, I don't want to do it. Maybe that will solve the problem for that. So we're almost to these dictionaries. These are all arrays, so maybe it's the dictionaries, but I have 3 dictionaries. I have 4 dictionaries here. I feel like, yeah, there's like no talk about it except that it's going to make people more money. Like there's no when the talk, so I read at some point that somebody estimated worldwide that there would 300 million people would be unemployed because of AI. And then like right around when that article came out, I feel like this was 2 years ago or something, people talked about, well, what do we do with all these unemployed people? Well, this is worldwide, you know. And then people were saying like, it's got to be UBI and whatnot, and then all of a sudden it just went like, just all disappeared. Munglo, how's it going? And I guess they don't want to talk about that anymore because it's money. Because this is how it's going to happen. Is they're going to wait until it's catastrophically bad, and then we're going to go from there. You know, we'll be eating dogs and shit. That's my joke that I always say, that problems won't be bad until we start eating dogs, and then we'll be eating dogs, and you know, total revolution will have to happen. But yeah, well, it will take until we start eating dogs. Why do I keep going this way? Why do I keep doing that every single time? So the dictionaries did not have an effect. I wonder if it's like specific. But we're almost done with these ones. We'll have to I did it again. What's going on with that? Here's a thing for him. What is it? Is it a gift? My friend turned 37, I think tomorrow, and I was thinking about ordering him a walker. Did it again. I took what I had and cleaned up and made an example. Oh, nice. What are you using, a lobby system? I'm going to copy this and put it in a thing over here. And I'm going to check YouTube chat again just to make sure that it's... Actually, I'm going to put it over here. So my other game, I'm getting pretty close to adding in the... Well... I don't know about pretty close. Getting towards where I need to start working on the multiplayer, and I want to definitely do it on that one first before I do it on this one, because this one's going to be more complicated, you know, with all the RPC calls or whatever the fuck they're called. So thank you. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I added it to my like checklist here of things. Bare bones is okay. You know, I think you came from Unity too, right? The thing that annoyed me with when I was using tutorializing, learning about multiplayer with Unity is that they had no logging at all. That it like at the when it connected, it didn't tell you anything, and so that's what I worked on for my Unity project, was just getting better logs of things. That was blew my mind. Yeah, the gap between rich and poor. So like that's the thing. Like there's gonna be a point where it's gonna just lead to revolution. Like that's the only, unless they start planning for it, but they are not. So I bring this up all the time because it's that dipshit Tucker Carlson. He was, they've been talking about the self-driving trucks for a long time, and it's actually getting closer to being a possibility. And Tucker Carlson was like, we should just pass a law that forces people to work. So like you couldn't use AI um, to drive the trucks. You would have to have the person do it. And it's like, what the fuck is the point of that? What is the point of forcing someone to work? Why not just pay them not to work? Like, it blows my mind because supposedly if you have this perfect AI truck, you know, it's going to work better than a human. So pay the human the same amount and then take the extra profit and then have the person not work. Anyways. Um, and are you doing that on, are you, Monglo? Sorry, I'm jumping between topics here. Monglo, are you using that in your current, because I remember you, when I was watching your stream at some point, you already had multiplayer working, already had it going, I think. Good data is next here. What do we got? This one has a, oh no, this is not a constructor. Interest data, nothing. Perk data, what do we got? Nothing. Oh, I forgot to look for these things while I was here. Nice. Yeah, the lobby is the part that I would work about as far as I worked on. I was able to get it to connect and stuff. This is actually with Unity and a little bit with Godot. One of the things I was trying to figure out was, so like you have, like, think of Steam or something. But like so you have two people that you want to connect to each other, but you have like a server that has where the people find a game, like a find the game server, right? But once they connect, you don't want to pass the data through the server. You want them to put it, you want them to pass it, like once they've connected, you don't want to connect it, continue to be connected through the server, right? You want them to pass it out of the server. And that was the part that was a little strange to me. We're almost done with looking at these. We got population data, should have a living shit ton of stuff. I didn't know about a dictionary though. Here we go. Hero subordinates. This is just an array. Oh, here's another one. We have the perks. Maybe it's this one. Clan IP and port. Clean IP. That's awesome though. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Look, this one doesn't even have it. Huh. I guess we'll leave it there. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's this hero subordinates. That's somewhat new. Oh. Is your game, you don't have like server stuff though, like where you have to play on a server, right? I wanted to clear that there. Double check. Now I'm all worried about YouTube. All right, we got 0 that time. Yeah, they're created by Critters. He's another streamer. He's making a game that's server based, and one of his worries or concerns, whatever, is server cost. Oh, look, we got some bugs. Probably because we don't have the thing initialized. Number? What's this doing in here? While I'm here, we'll delete that. Population data. Man, we got more down here too. Those been around for fucking ever. What game was I? Oh, I was gonna try to set up the like modded Tarkov for multiplayer, and it had like a ton of like you gotta port forwarding and all that shit. And I can look at this. Huh. None of the other ones have that little error. Oh, we gotta fix what I just did though. It was heroes subordinates. I'm gonna put this back just to make sure. Um, I have a router, a modem to a router, and I remember for some Foundry VTT, it had all sorts of port forwarding was not. Are you doing something? Um, was not reliable for some reason. Well, we got our 2 back. It could have been something else I messed around with, so we gotta. I don't remember what I was clicking on here. Time is paused. Speed it up. Okay, so the subordinate thing is part of the when we do that, we gotta initialize it somewhere. But there's it. Let's double check. Well, it's got to pass. They got to pass stuff between them. Oh, and now this time it's got to pass some stuff like names and things. Man, it's I don't know. I feel like I want to make mine as easy as possible. And so that's the thing though, is how do you pass that IP and port to the between, because once you're connected, I couldn't figure out how to do it, but I didn't try that hard either. Let's clear this actually. But are we going to get an error now? I think it was just, yeah, so time was passing immediately when we get this. And then, yeah, we aren't actually even doing anything with that yet. So let's initialize that somewhere else, because that's what we have to do. So that one was somewhat new, though. I wrote this somewhat recently. This is a resource, so we can't actually... there's no ready in a resource. You can't put ready in a resource. So, wonder why this particular one needs to be initialized when the other ones, what did I do differently with this one? We want this other thing though. What happened? String name. What is this an array of here? So, I'm wondering if one of the reasons is that actually I have an idea here. I'm wondering if one of the reasons why this error happens is because it's stuff that's newer than a certain, like if you had old initializations that used to work, and then the new ones, yeah, we've talked about the Godot collections thing already. I need them because I want to save with a resource saver, and I also want them in the inspector, and you can't do it with a list. So this Do we have a? I think we just have one generic population. Maybe. Actually, I don't even know if we have one. Is this a pot? This was an idea I had, so we can get rid of this. Yeah, I don't think the population data is, unless I have it hidden somewhere. I'm trying to think what I would have called it. I might have called it like, I could have called it anything. I could have called it test shit or something, you know. So one of the things in this air, yeah, exactly. Naming shit is hard. So one of the things that people were talking about in this air when we were the solution. Why is there this weird flickering going on today too? Is that you have to go into the inspect. So I think, so my theory is why some of these don't require initialization is because they're being initialized in the inspector, because it would give you a null for certain stuff like that. The county improvement was one of them, like here. So I put this in here. So this is initializing it. Like I manually put this dictionary in there. So that's initializing it. Same with this one. The garden is not a good example. Here we go. So this one has input goods. No, but I clicked in here, and so this is initializing it even though it's empty. So I think that's what's going on, but I can't do it with my population one because I'm not doing it this way. I changed it to a resource because there was, yeah, I'm going to try to use the resource saver loader thing. So I want it to be ease of use, though. I don't want people to have to go into the code to make changes to the game. So if they can do it all in the inspector, that's the goal. That would be the perfect world. So yeah, I don't think. So we know where we could do this, though. I know where we can do this. The inspector? Yeah, it does frick easier. But I fixed all of them. Yeah, it's open source. And I delete. So the thing that used to happen. So basically, I included in the get ignore. I didn't have the .godot folder because why would I put that in there? Why would I include that with the project? Then someone downloaded it and said, your game's all fucked up. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so I deleted my .godot folder and everything broke. Not everything, but like probably 15 or 20 things broke. And so I went through and fixed all those. So now the .godot folder can be deleted, which I think has made the inspector less junky with issues where they can't find things. I think, yeah, we've talked about this too, not me and you, when I say we. I think that there's definitely some people who would want to do it through like JSON files or whatever. I think when you have an unlimited amount of money, it's people's lives to play with it, literally like vampires. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. You're talking about like when there's extremely rich people, they're going to just start fucking around with people? I mean, They're the snuff films and stuff. So let's go. This is under, I know where we can mess with this. And we can initialize this. We can do it under population generation, county population generation. And it should. So it's kind of like a constructor, that county population generation. And that might be why some of this stuff is not breaking. But we might not even have put something in here. Yeah, so this is, even though we don't have like a, it'd be a lot easier if we did. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to mess with it. So back to the JSON, JSON thing. I think some people would be into that, but I think other people, I don't know. I want people to not have to put on their developer brain, So where is this fucking thing? We need to find hero subordinates. This is quite a list we got here. Well, that's why I want this stuff to work in the inspector. And then they can just go into the README and adjust, I'll have a README examples. And also the map editor, when I will get that working how I want it. I don't even see hero support. Oh, this population data, I think, has a constructor that I want to remove. It does. So that's how the other one is getting initialized. And they're not causing an issue. This is that we want to remove this at some point. This used to be a public class. So where the fuck is this hero subordinates? And I like it would be fun too to edit the editor to just have like the important shit on there. Yeah. Where was this? So this, see, like these ones, I think these are going to be part of the problem. It was above this. Okay, so number of subordinates, hero type. Did I not put any of this shit in here? I hate this constructor. I don't want to, I'm missing all sorts of stuff. Needs, skills. The tab for history and signals. Yeah. That profile, we were talking about that the other day too. Yeah, that profile thing is pretty cool. Joker was the one who found that, or maybe he always knew about it. I was talking about that one day, and he was the one who pointed it out. Yeah, this thing is missing a bunch of shit. Or it's just buried up here. It seems like if it was missing stuff, we would have other problems. But I definitely added the subordinates thing recently. That's funny that the script, because you don't use the script tab. I don't use the script tab. That's funny that would break. I mean, I guess I do use, I've used the script tab to edit a text file that I have with people's names in it. What type of music? So I'm an old punk rocker. I like old punk rock, but not exclusively. I'm also like, I grew up, I was a child in the 80s, so I also like some 80s music is what just started in my head here, but also like I'm not, like when I hear new, I want to call it rock and roll. I also like that as well, but I'm very picky, I guess. Max hit points and hit points. All right, here's where we can find these things. Yeah, so they're missing. We have perks. we don't have hero subordinates. So that's the problem here. This thing has really been the bane, this stupid constructor. So we need to put this in here. Max hit points. Perks. Was perks before max hit points? Oh, I guess it was. Oh, nice. Manny, how's it going? Advice? Decide to learn to code. Do you want to go to school, or are you just going to learn it on your own? So this was before perks. Start small. That's I kept trying too hard of things, and it was demoralizing me when I first started. It's that start small is always my, like, make like the simplest thing you possibly can. This is a list. Why didn't I copy this stuff over here? I think this is a Godot collection array of population data, but it's called hero subordinates, and then we already have a comma there. Then this is going to go down here and be hero subordinates, and then we'll go here. This is going to solve that one problem, I'm pretty sure. Did I leave this commented out like I wanted to? I wonder if this is the problem. My phone sometimes thinks I'm talking to it, and it just lights up. And I always wonder what exactly, yeah, I did. What exactly? So these ones, we need to add this in now. What are we getting for perks? Generate perks. This stuff is a mess. I should just make it one straight line, but we just want to make a new Godot. Do I even have to do that? I think I can just do that. Don't need a comma. Let's copy this and put this here. Well, that didn't work according to my plan. And then learning code independently. What code are you learning? What's the name of it, Munglo? What's the name of that tower game thing? We still have our 2 down here. I'm gonna skip down. Or are you teaching yourself? What kind of, what do you want to do with it? What is your goal? I mean, I know that you want to change your life, but what is the goal for type of programmer, like game designer or web? We were just talking about AI taking everyone's jobs. All right, that part's fixed. We're going to skip down, though, to these ones with this little thing on here. Because why is this here? The other ones didn't have that. But that could mean that this is part of the... This is a dictionary. Look at this one. I didn't... So, like, it's funny how some of these I initialized and some I didn't. It seemed like it was pretty intense, Mongolo. Your game seemed pretty intense later on. You were saying that when it looked cool, though. I mean, that was very like a game jam or something, wasn't it? We got 0 this time. So I wonder... The other ones didn't have it, though. They just went away. So what's going to happen is they're going to fix this Godot issue. And then what's going to happen is all these are going to break. And I'll have to go back through all of these and fix them again. I'm going to have to put the initialization back. That's what's going to happen. Um, so I think those two were it, but we need to test this a little bit here. That's all looking good. What's going on over here? Click the wrong thing is what happened over there. There was only 5 people, and there should have been a lot more. Alan, what type of music do you listen to? And my music has stopped. Okay, I think that was it. Let's do the big test here. Hey, someone was starving. We were trying to test that. I saw a red thing go by. We wanted to, yeah, we wanted to test that earlier. That didn't break. So that's good. And this is perfect. If this, that'll give us like an hour just to dick around with whatever here. If this solve that problem, and then I still don't know if I should close that issue or if I should leave it open, because it's a Godot issue, isn't it? It's gotta be. I mean, you're supposed to initialize stuff right there, where we went through and commented all those out. Yeah, multiplayer is going to be interesting with this. My other game, it should be easy. There's like 3 lists. They have all the variables, and that's all I have to pass around. And it's turn-based. Turn-based is easier, too, I feel like, because you're less time constraint. You know, you don't have to have it sync. Oh, are your comments not showing up again? Did my chat thing break again? I think I'm seeing them all now. That definitely that one was broken. I'm gonna take a break here in a second. So we got 0, which obviously is what we want. Well, let's open some random shit up here. Want to be a real programmer, not just a dev. What's the difference? What's the difference between a real programmer and a developer? I thought they were the same thing. All right, so we need to change one line. Just, it doesn't matter where or whatever. That's just that kicks the, what was that up there? That kicks the air in. And I'm gonna take a break like right after this round. Unless, no, I'm gonna still take a break. Oh, my music stopped playing. You guys can't hear my music. It's like I lost the internet or something. Very strange. I think we fixed it. I think we fixed all 37, 36. Hey, was that an example of the 2 windows open? No. Let's let it run for a second. Let a couple days pass so things, oh, let's build something. A warehouse, I guess. We'll build a fisher's shed as well. Warehouse, nobody works there, so it's not a good test building. Looking good. Our 16 time is working. What is going on with me not clicking the right thing there? Well, we can check our goods too. We haven't clicked on that. We don't want to do that. We want to do this. Everybody's idle and scavenging. That's not good. Oh, I built it in the wrong province. Or the wrong county, I mean. Everyone's working over here. Hey, let's move this guy over and see if he'll jump in, if we can make him work. If I can click that little button. That's kind of sucks. That this, you gotta click it right there. You got to. All right, that all works. Aggressive metal. The guy who works at the coffee shop by my house is in a band. Is in a metal band. Man, I clicked that like 4 times before it stopped. He's a metal band. I've never looked him up. It's called Hell. I didn't know he dressed up. But he tours all over the place. But he also works at the coffee shop. You know, he also makes music for video games, which is kind of interesting. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. There's my break timer. Let me pause my music that you guys can't hear. All right, I'm back. Um, my cat. My cat is a jerk. That's the whole story. That's it. Um, he is yeah. He wants in, he wants out. He came in the house and he acted like he'd never been in my house before. He's looking around with like wide eyes, like, what is this place? It's like, man, you're here every day. We got some airs. Wait, did they just come back? Did I celebrate too soon? Where are these airs? Let's clear it. Let's just clear him. No, let's run it and see what airs we got here. Did I get airs when I closed it? That's possible. I'm not getting the weird things that happen there. I don't really want to fix the time. We can fix this thing. We're just going to click some stuff here. Well, let's recruit this person as an aide. I still feel like, let's move this person somewhere. I still feel like, why did it pause? Yeah, I definitely got to fix that time. And that's too slow. Oh, we got that thing back. That's interesting. The stuttering's back. It comes and goes, man. That one's a strange one. Yeah, you definitely can see it. We could zoom in and it only works really when it's longer distances though. You get like there. Huh. We're not getting any other. I think it was when I stopped it that the errors appeared. I don't know, but I think we solved them all. So I am going to leave these here. If we don't need this list, why don't I just delete it? Let's see if what that does. There's a note in there that says I didn't need it. Manny, sorry, I didn't actually answer your question. I just asked you a bunch of questions. I kind of answered it. Well, let's see. Let's look at our list. Well, I'm going to fix the time. We'll deal with that. I'm going to close that or something. Okay, so that's why we were fixing the time. Okay, so we can fix... The time isn't actually broken. The problem is that it pauses and unpauses not in the way I want it to, and I thought I had fixed it offline, but I guess I didn't. I swear to God, I tested the shit out of it. So what the problem is, and we can without fixing the pausing and unpausing, we can hit this. We can do this next issue. So the problem is that code is hitting at different times because I tell it to happen at the same time and it's hitting at different times, and that's the problem. So we need to use the time, the events in the clock to structure it better, which is why I made quarter hours in there so we can have more things happen in different orders. It's not aggressive enough. I've actually never listened to it. He just mentioned it one day that he was going on tour, and I've talked to him a bunch about it. I never got into heavy metal. I hung out with a bunch of Hessians. I don't know if that term's still used. Heavy metal kids when I grew up. And you know what happened? It was Godot crashed. Good job, Godot. What is an example of a wild heavy metal band these days? Like, when I was a kid, it was all like Metallica, not like hair bands, but I'm trying to think of Iron Maiden was a huge one. All those dudes listened to like Iron Maiden and Deicide. That shit's ancient now, though. I actually saw one of those people on Facebook. I don't log into Facebook very frequently because it's fucking gross. But I logged in a couple days ago and I saw one of the guys from that era of my life, a suggested friend. I almost friended him. He was not into heavy. He didn't look like he was into heavy metal anymore. All right, so this is what we have going currently. What is this? Oh, I thought this was not lined up. So we could probably make this a switch, honestly. I don't know why we can make this a switch. So basically, this is a getter setter that every hour it hits. But we'd want it to be in minutes. So we're going to change it so that, because we broke it, so we have 4 quarter hours. So what we'd want to do is what is going on here? Do we not have a lowercase minutes? Oh, I know what happened. We got rid of it because we didn't need it, but now we need it again. Okay, so we'll do a private minutes, int minutes. Is it an ints though? I thought we changed one of these to a float. Cannibal Corpse? Gotta look them up. Because I'm trying to remember the name of God, Screamo is what people called it for a while. I don't think it was Cannibal Corpse. I wanted to see the members. No, this is not the band I was saying. There's another band. Not Cannibal Corpse, though. Oh, they gotcha, huh? With Twitch did, or do you export your stuff to YouTube? YouTube seems to be less hardcore about it, unless you monetize. I don't monetize any of my stuff. Cannibal Corpse is like the classic, not classic, but the one of the standards. I feel like I got to do a lambda here, and then we're gonna set this differently. We're gonna do something here. We're basically going to change this, but I think I'll use a switch. And I think we can do it with 0 hours. So we're going to need that. If hours equals 0, we'll change this into a switch in a second here. And we need 15. It doesn't work if they're both 0. Slipknot, man. So you're in a, I don't even know what that shit's called. I wonder if they would have. I wonder if they would have the heavy metal kids that I grew up with been into that stuff. Like if they would have, there was the time period. All right, we're going to change this. We're going to get rid of that one and see if this works. If they would have been like into Slipknot and stuff. Cannibal Corpse and Slipknot. I mean, those guys are definitely popular. I don't know anyone who listens to that in this day and age, though. Like, it's because I'm old. It's because I'm old. It's not because it's like, I'm out of the loop. I'm going to look at your video in a second here, Munglo. All we need to do is to test this is we need to basically let one tick happen. And did I pause it quick enough? I did. Oh, I was like, why does it say found? So it's looking through its possible construction to see if it can construct something, and it did. I didn't expect that to work that well, honestly. I mean, I knew that was the whole plan here. I'm coming over here. I'm going to copy this link. and I gotta stop my music that you guys can't hear. I thought about doing, having music on a different channel and all that crap, so you guys could hear what I was listening to, but I decided I didn't want to do it. This is the audio has been muted. I was like, speaking of audio. All right, let's go back to the. This is Monglo's game jam game. It's like I don't know what do you call this type of game? Because you build stuff. So he has like these fish are eating your land, and you build stuff to stop them from eating your land. Oh, it's long? I thought it was a short one. 16 minutes? What should I jump to? This is the boss, isn't it? Oh no, that's the fish from your stream. There's another. Wasn't the boss? No, it was a walrus or something. After 10. All right, let's go to 10 here. Oh, there's Mongolo's voice. Can you guys hear that? I turned on my desktop audio.
He's smashing.
It is a walrus.
He's smashing a lot.
Oh, you got him. So that's the part that's too easy. One. Oh, but there's another one.
But I mean, it cost me quite a bit of level, and now he spawned over here.
Oh, he's getting in there now. Oh, you got him though. These towers are doing their job. Man, they're just annihilating. What made you pick a walrus? It's like, I guess they are kind of scary. Oh, the land came back. Oh, the peasants build the land. Oh, so that he's like really going to town faster, as in he's like just really going in there. But that doesn't seem like that hard of a change, right? To make him go faster. That was pretty awesome. How long did it take you to make that from start to finish? I'm always curious. When I gotta turn off my sound here. Or not me, but because I have wildly different opinions on, or I've heard wildly different things on how long things take. I don't work on my game that much, so citizens build farms and the miners level the ground, and those are different buildings you have to build. Alim, you're new to the metal world, 2 years, and you're 25. So the people I was hanging out with, this is when we were like 16, 17. I mean, I hung out with some of them until like my late 20s, but we kind of like drifted away. So let's move this. Let's move this invoke to the next minute thing. And actually, let's just make this a switch, right? Like, why fuck around? Minutes. And actually, we'll make GPT do it, because speaking of AI taking people's jobs, we're going to take part of this. And we're going to get rid of this part, though. This will happen on day 0 as well. Wonder why this one would happen, but these other ones wouldn't happen. So we want this part here. I should have done this a long time ago. I was complaining about having things too spread out throughout the day, and all I needed to do was this. Let's double check that this works. Or whatever. So that's still going to fire the weekly event. I don't think we actually have any weekly events, though, that actually do anything. 1.0 is 2 weeks. So like a week and a half. See, that's pretty impressive. I mean, how many games have you finished, though? We need this to stop immediately. Okay, that was too fast. I don't think I can unpause it. Oh, fucked it up. What we could do is we could put a breakpoint in here. Like, what the fuck, man? Right? Oops, I think I clicked the wrong button, though. All right. Yeah, I didn't click the debug button. If hour equals 0, yeah, I feel like I just learning. There we go. It stopped. It got here. I mean, I don't know why obviously it's going to stop and get here, but that's all we wanted to know. I wish you could click on look at this, though. When you're in debug mode, like that, I can hover and do that, but I want to be able to see it, you know. Not click around, because it makes sense. It's paused right now. Then let's move forward and have it get till it hits it again here. I guess we could speed up time, too. And it hit it again. Let's do this one more time. But if I want to, I was going to say, I don't think I'm going to be able to click that button fast enough. See, this would be nice if it was up. Yeah, you should. Are you going to release it like on Steam or itch.io or whatever? All right. So that is all working as planned. So we can move these other things. Let's do this, though. And we're going to rename those, too. Well, probably not have them like hour is the name. You know, we'll probably have like what they do. You know, I haven't watched Invincible. The thing with I look at Reddit a lot, and they're always talking about that show. So it's putting the hours up here. Is that show good? And then we'll test it again. We'll put another breakpoint. We just want to break, right? Man, why wasn't I using breakpoints all that time? Now we gotta restart it. You know, I did. It's already on. Nice. When you get back from your walk, feel free to post a link to it if you want. I don't. So I've tried. I'm not against anime. Gotta start out this. I have to say this very carefully. Oh, it didn't stop. Oh, I didn't run it right. That's the problem. I'm not against anime. I'm pro anime, but I cannot get into it in my older age. I used to love some of that shit. Ninja Scroll and Akira. I was actually thinking about Akira last night. The movie Akira. Yeah, perfect. This is still working. And then I had chat. I asked for suggestions from chat for a long time for anime. Not for a long time. A couple of streams. And they gave me suggestions for anime, modern anime, and I hated all of it. But, you know, it's funny is I like that Netflix, that vampire show. Speaking of vampires. I can't remember what it's called. That's based on a video game. I like that show a lot. All right, let's move the rest of these. Castlevania, yeah, and I mean that's kind of anime, right? This hour changed is used for combat, so we'll leave that there. And when obviously this isn't going to be an if statement, I just bring this here so I don't forget. So we'll do case 45. I'm just thinking about break. It's not anime. Why isn't it not? Is it just because of it's just animation? Gotcha. Makes sense. And then we'll do this. And we'll do case 60. Not with a capital C. I tried to watch that other Netflix one too. Invincibles is an anime though, right? That just made me start thinking about anime in my attempt to watch it again. I have clicked the wrong button. What's that Netflix? You guys are going to see what I've been watching here. There's that Netflix. So it used to have like an anime suggestion on here. Heroes and Gods? Is that what it's called? Heroes? No, it must not be. This show's pretty good. Gods? Maybe it's not on here anymore. No. Blood of Zeus? That was one I tried to watch. But I guess that's not anime. That's But that was not what the people were suggesting. They were suggesting other ones, but there was like an anime category on Netflix, so it probably is still there. And I was like, what are some of them on there? So let's move this breakpoint back here, and let's put it here. This 60, I was just thinking, I guess 60's right. Oh, I can't do it this way. I got to do it through the other way. Yeah, but if you have suggestions, I'm still open to it. I just couldn't get it. You know, Ghost in the Shell, the new Ghost in the Shell would be an example. One I tried to watch and it was awful. Like there's something back to the AI conversation. There's something about the computer graphics that are used in the new, and I think that was part of the things that was putting me off. New Ghost in the Shell had something to do with the art. Was it this one? It was like Ghost in the Shell something or other. But it had... Let's see if there's a wiki, because there's been... It wasn't a movie, I don't think. I couldn't even get through the whole thing. Yeah, I think it was this one. You can't stand it. So it's a thing. It's definitely an acquired taste. It's just so. I think it was this one. I wish. Let's see if we can. And I'll tell you, and that way there's an example of the images or the graphics, the art. It's just gonna be all like naked, her naked or something. I believe I have safe search on. Oh, they have that little thing. There was a Ghost in the Shell video game for a while. I can't. Oh, it's just pictures of her. But it had a weird, like, computer generated 3D animation that I couldn't get into. And you hear these stories about like the earlier animation, how it took them 1 million uh, man hours of drawing to draw, Akira or whatever. I'm just pulling shit out of I'm pulling numbers out of my ass here. Just need to unpause this. I got sidetracked. All right, so these are all working. But that I find that art. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like something I find the hand drawn art so much more impressive and better. Like I don't know if you've ever done LSD. Wait, what? Should watch Akira on acid. Holy shit. But yeah, it's Akira is like so important, and it's so old, and I know that that's like the standard, the gold standard. But I mean, the traditional. You don't like the traditional stuff, huh? Yeah, Mongol, you're talking about like the weird, like a lot of it has like some weird. I don't even know what it is. That's what I was hoping to find, like a picture of that, but it was just that chick from Ghost in the Shell. But yeah, I found it unwatchable almost because the art was so. It's the Uncanny Valley thing, but it was in like the bad part of the Uncanny Valley. It was in the Uncanny Valley. But all right, so let's rename these things because this doesn't apply anymore. So we'll not rename right now. Let's double check this thing. Hour change we still need. This is going to happen at hour 2. So the problem with this is we have to make this weekly event hit at the right time. So we probably could have this hit in hour 1 now. And like I said, I don't think we have any weekly stuff happening. I set it up because we had, I don't remember why, but we can look. I think. It would be in like county. Somebody would subscribe to it. I don't think we are. It would be like clock instance dot weekly. Yeah, where is this? Oh, we have 2 that have subscribed to it actually. All right, thank you for dropping by. And you guys, that was his link there for his game if you want to check it out. And you should. We should check it out. What is this thing doing? County. End of day. Weekly. Start day. What? Why is it in this order? Why is it subscribing in this order? We're not subscribing to hour 2. What is this? Why wouldn't we subscribe to hour 2 just in case? Earlier, I noticed that in the clock it was saying hour 2. Yeah, I noticed this and I was like, huh, that's weird. Now we know. Coffee. I don't know. I think I know that term. But a coffee and cringy. I definitely know cringy. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes. There's a Star Trek episode, which obviously is not anime, with Q and all that, and they do like a similar, they're not like copying it, just a human expression, but there's just this one scene where it makes me want to die, and I know exactly what you're talking about. That it's real people. But even so, the facial expressions of like they're caught, whatever. It doesn't matter. So the other one was in faction. So let's double check faction. I think we're gonna break something here pretty soon, and then we got to fix the something before we break it. I'm gonna move this down here. I'm not sure why I'm subscribing in that order. It doesn't matter. So we aren't using hour 2. We actually could have not done any of this and just used hour 2, but yeah, this is going to be very confusing. This is going to, we do need to rename this. Daily hour 0 first quarter. Let's stop it. Get out of here. Cancel. We're going to rename this. We're going to paste this here. This is going to be third quarter. Half past, what do they, how do they say it in England? Third quarter. Not the half past, that's what we say that in the United States. I can't think of what the thing they do. Third quarter, fourth quarter. All right, so that is like that. We need to make, so this is the problem, is this faction thing is running. So like one of these things, it's day start and county are happening at not really the same time, but at a different time sometimes. So we need to just adjust when this happens. And I think county needs to go first is what's happening. So we should be able to go back to our clock and rename this one. We'll rename, what's your problem? Oh, typo. And then we'll rename this one to second quarter. Then we'll go back to here. And I think, if this doesn't work, we just need to rearrange it until it does. First, second quarter. What did I just rename this to? Second, first quarter. Well, that's daily hour 0 second quarter. Double click there. Okay. Second quarter. What's your problem now? Create event invocator. On daily hours on daily hours 0. Wait, what? Did you just create that for me? Some renaming thing went bad here. Daily hour 0 second quarter. There we go. I should watch it then. I mean, people, they're always talking about it on Reddit. And I am lucky enough to have not read enough of it. Why are you read? So I haven't spoiled it for myself. What's your problem? Why are you red? Oh, because we have this thing here. There we go. Back to county. So we don't have a third quarter in this part yet. This should be named correctly first. Fourth quarter. So this is going to happen after the county thing happens. And I can't remember if we need to swap it or not, but we'll figure it out. It's not this one should not be brain surgery. Though, it could be a pain to test. Where's Invincible streaming? I think how we were testing it is we had to do a county improvement. We had to build a county improvement. We had to set... we had to wait. We had to wait until... Oh, we were going to do the math, too, to make this... whatchamacallit, the speed be correct of how fast people are moving. Yeah, like my pause is all fucked up now. I'm like pushing space multiple times to get things to unpause and pause. So then we put him on build, and this is when we used to get the air. And so like in the morning we'd come around and we'd get the air. The thing is, it wouldn't happen every time. Yeah, like this time it worked. So it happened like 75% of the time. And I think that was part of that was because they were told to fire at the same time, and 75% of the time the county would fire first and then the faction would fire, and it was just like dependent on, you know, some background shit in my computer that was running things at a different speed, which is why we had to redo this whole thing for that sort of. Let's do this again. And yeah, see, I've pushed space 3 times. Yeah, there's something seriously wrong with that. Then we just gotta wait until this thing pops up down here. And then we gotta put you on this. And it looks like the next day he's gonna get it. If I can unpause the game. Maybe it's fixed. We'll try it one more time. And if it's fixed, either way, I think we'll call it a day. I'm actually pretty happy that these stupid 36 bugs are gone. And I thought it would take me 3 hours to fix that at least. And I want to check out offline. I'm going to check out that code. I think it will be better with this, even though I am still worried that it's going to run too slow. And like I said, if these people have kids, it's going to take so long for them to grow up that they're just going to be a drain on the system. Yeah, so it seems to be fixed. So all that to fix that, but it did. So let's mark this off. And this was all because of the time running differently. And breakpoints is what made me figure that out, that was the problem. That's what made me I was like, you know, I've been talking about trying out breakpoints, and it was like not at all anything I thought was the problem. And I like dicked around on it for like 2 hours in a stream, looking like a fool. Okay, so I think we're all set here. Let's push this code to whatchamacallit, GitHub, our 73 change files. Looks like we did so much. Fixed the dreaded error by removing equals. Also fixed the time the hero working issue. I actually really like Castlevania 2. And I rewatched it. I think I've watched it twice, which is pretty... I guess it's not that unusual for me, but maybe I'll watch it again. You got to find where Invincible is streaming. I'll also fix the hero working issue where it fired at the wrong time. 73 files. It looks like we did so much work, but in reality, all I did was like right-click, fix for most of those. And I didn't even fix them all. There's still like, each one of those has 15 errors or whatever. Violet, how's it going? We have some to-dos. We're going to push anyways. We are going to push anyways. And we are going to push again. And now we patiently wait. And then we can finally get back to the hero subordinates stuff. I'm going to fix this thing offline. I promise. Every time I say I'm going to do something offline, I don't do it. And then when the hero subordinates are done, we can finally... This whole thing, we've been building all of these like structures, foundations, and to get to the part where we can make the heroes explore a county, and it's been quite long. And the hero subordinate thing is taking me much longer than I thought it was because all these other heirs appeared that I didn't know were like sitting there waiting for me to fuck with it. Like when the minute I fuck with one thing, all these other heirs appeared. But I feel like we're getting. Yeah, we only have these left. Yeah, so we only have these. I mean, that's going to take 6 months. I tried to make smaller features that we're adding so I can push to main more frequently, and it has not turned out that well with this branch because I don't like it when this looks like when main looks like it's not being developed. So it's taken me a month. We're already been working, yeah, right here, last month. So I want to up that because we have hero subordinates here. It will show that we just pushed this shit 2 seconds ago. I hope. Yeah, 1 minute ago. Where's my 1 minute? Scripts. 2 minutes ago. There we go. But yeah, I like it when main, because when I look at a project, if I see main that hasn't been updated in fucking 4 months, then I think that it's probably abandoned. Anyways, that is it for me today, guys. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the conversation, Alim. I know I'm saying your name wrong. I'm sorry. But I will talk to you. And Munglo, I know you left, but thank you for dropping by. And I'm going to check out that code. And thank you for that. And I will talk to you guys next. Oh, wait. I got to raid somebody. I forget that I'm always trying to raid people now. Let me pause my music that you guys can't hear. And let me raid someone. Let's see. We want a Godot person. We would like a Godot person. And let's see what we got. Move this over here. What does this person do in 3D modeling? I don't see Godot in their thing. Category, software development, tag, Godot. And then, now let's see. You as well. I think we rated this guy before. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we can tell because I follow the people too to be supportive. What's up with this guy? Inspired Chicken. Auto shooter survival game. Have we rated this guy before? I didn't follow him. Let's game jam with somebody first. You wouldn't. Let's have it Inspired Chicken. I don't recognize his face. I try to pick people with faces too. Yeah, let's do it. All right. Thank you again, guys. I always preemptively say goodbye, and then there's this 10-second countdown and stuff. So, like, preemptively am unprepared. But thank you again. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.